radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester, looking at the clouds and looking at the thermometer, try to work its way up a little bit. It's having a difficult time doing it. We should be right around 30, 31 degrees in the afternoon. We are going to struggle to hit about 23, 24. Matter of fact, I think we're pretty close to that right now. Fortunately for us, though, we don't have a major wind to contend with. It was breezy still yesterday. We did have wind gusts up to about 37 miles per hour out at the airport, and some of you had a west and a northwest wind gusting to better than 40. Also, lake effect snow as a result of that strong wind. So some sections of the state picking up a little bit more in the way of snow shower activity as we move through the day yesterday and last night. We had a few flurries around here last night, a coating of snow so far this morning. Looks like that's going to be about it. Although, as we move into the later afternoon, we once again will see some snow showers and snow flurry activity. But tonight, as we approach midnight and beyond, we are looking for the skies to clear off. We owe it all to a high-pressure system that's over central Canada. That high is going to be dropping into and around the Red River Valley. That's the area where North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota all share a border with the river there. That high then eventually is going to be looping around under Michigan. So as we move in through the next few days, we're going to see a very gradual warming. Not much, but a little bit of a warming. I think the best chance of seeing 30 degrees or more is going to be tail end of the weekend, if not for sure on Monday. Right now, Matthew, temperature-wise, what are we looking at?
Currently, over at the airport, it's cloudy at 23 degrees. Over in Midland, we have some snow flurries at 23. Oh, here, Radio Center, it's cloudy at 22. We have southwest winds at 10 miles per hour. And our pressure is at 29.73, and it's falling.
We still have influence from a low-pressure system. That's the reason why the barometer is where it is. But eventually, we will see that barometric pressure begin to climb just a little bit. Unfortunately, what that's going to do in the not-too-distant future is keep us on the cold side of things, well below normal. That high pressure, which, as I said, is well up into Canada, is going to be hauling a lot of cold air down over Michigan and the northeastern part of the continental United States over the next few days. So reflective of all of that, that's why our temperatures 24, maybe we'll squeeze 25 degrees, but that's going to be about it with plenty of clouds. And as I said, a pretty good chance of seeing some snow showers as we go into the afternoon. We'll have a west breeze picking up as we go into the afternoon, and that's the reason why the snow showers will develop. Once again, we're going to be looking at wind gusts of close to 30 miles per hour going through the afternoon and into the evening hours tonight. Now, how much snow is there in some of the major lake effect areas? Well, the majority of the snow depths, when you're talking more than 6 inches in the lower peninsula, is going to be right up in that northwest corner of the lower peninsula. East Jordan, 14 inches of snow reported right now. Otsego Lake looking at 13. Fife Lake looking at 12. Traverse City has 9 inches of snow. Mayo looking at 4 on the ground. Grand Rapids and Holland looking at 3 inches of snow. Now, the upper peninsula, they've been getting a little bit more. They had some pretty nasty weather with blizzard-like conditions up there over the past couple of days. If you want to do anything outdoors involving snow right now, obviously that is the best place to go when it comes to snow depth. Sault Ste. Marie has 1.5 feet on the ground as of right now. Same thing with Newberry. Marquette has officially 24 inches, and we have seen some unofficial reports of close to 30 inches in that part of the state. Escanaba is coming in at 14. Arnold, Michigan, looking at 17. Herman is right now looking at 3 feet of snow, and there are some locations around that area where they are reporting more than 40 inches. Michigami is looking at 23 inches. Hancock is currently 25 inches on the ground. Ironwood has 16. Stambaugh has 12. And Manistee has 12 inches of snow on the ground. And again, all of them in the Upper Peninsula. Clouds, snow shower activity clearing tonight. But along with that clearing is going to come some pretty chilly temperatures. We should be at 19 for an overnight low. Tonight, we're going to drop down to right around 10 degrees. Sun will set this evening at 5:10, rise tomorrow morning at 8:09. Now, tomorrow, we're going to have a much better chance of seeing some sun, but also clouds around. It's not really going to warm up all that much. Matter of fact, it won't be as warm tomorrow as what it'll be today. 20 degrees is our projected high for the day tomorrow. And then overnight, tomorrow night into the day on Friday, we're going to be looking once again at some snow showers. Tomorrow's low, New Year's Day's low, will only drop down to about 15. Then on Friday, clouds, sun, chance of a flurry here and there, but not a real good chance. Again, the wind is going to be an issue. On Friday, the 2nd of January, we are going to be looking at a west breeze, a prevailing breeze of right around 12 to 15 miles per hour, but gusting up to 25, and then partly cloudy skies on Friday night with a low of 12. Saturday, mostly cloudy, 25 for a high, 18 for a low. Then on Sunday, mostly cloudy skies, upper 20s, a low of 20 with a chance of some snow on Sunday night. Then on Monday and Tuesday, we're looking at low 30s with nighttime lows in the low 20s. So we'll be moving up just pretty close to normal, if not a little bit above, as we start off the work week next week. As I said, we should be looking at 31 for a high and 19 for a low. The record on this day is 62, and that was set in 1965. The record low for the 31st of December, 7 below zero, set in 1976. A year ago, our high was 38 or 36, and our low was 28. We had a trace of precipitation. Currently, we are looking at, we're not looking at the warmest temperatures. The warmest day for the 31st, though, was in 1965. 62 was our high and 38 was our low. You got to go back to 1962 to see the coldest ever on record for the 31st. The most snow on New Year's Eve, 8.6 inches, and that was set back in 1978. Long range, you say? Well, we're looking at average, maybe a little bit above normal once we move into the middle of next week. Precipitation-wise, average, maybe just a tad little bit above as, again, we move into the second half of the work week next week. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by. Matthew, who do we have today?
Coming up next, we have Matt Mignall from the Andersons, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
Before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. A lot of folks, of course, having great holiday meals wherever you were, whether it was at home, at a friend's house, family members, and even some of you did dine out a little bit. Did you go to Krijak's house? Well, might not be a bad idea to sometime over the next few days pay the folks at Krijak's a visit, because they're looking for you. They're looking forward to serving you in 2026. And you just don't have to enjoy the food by going there, although it's really a fun place to go. But you can have the food provided for an event that you're scheduling, whether it's within the next few weeks or looking at the next several months. Krijak's House is ready to get you the food that you want at a price that you can afford and enjoy. You will be a hero at your event if you have food provided at that event by Krijak's House. 989-894-5531. That's the telephone number. Remember, corner of Cass and Michigan on the south side of Bay City, it is Krijak's House. Along with us today as we take a look at the markets here, a full day of trading on the markets. Matt Mignall joining me right now from over at the Andersons. How you doing today?
Oh, it's a quiet time here. Usually around the holidays is a lot of farmers, and rightfully so, take a lot of time, families and other whatnot after a long harvest. So, and the markets are thinly traded this time of year. A lot of the traders go home too. So,
yeah,
quiet times this time of year.
I noticed that everything for the most part was quiet until I looked at the soybean market and I said, who woke these guys up?
Yeah, the big soybean struggle we've been continuing to monitor is that, and it's been the story here is we continue to finalize the reports that we've heard from China in terms of how much they've actually bought versus how much they committed to buy. That difference still continues to be fairly stark, and right now with South America starting to dive into their crop as well, not enough of an impact down there to really, even if with a couple of the struggles, their crop still looks really good down there from most everything I'm reading. So, just negativity in this bean front. We really need to see this thing turn around again. It feels like just, how quickly we've turned from the $11 plus beans has been so fast.
Boy, I guess so. Now, did quite a few of our farmers protect themselves against these prices we're experiencing right now in the soys?
I there were some that took advantage, but I definitely still think there were opportunities missed out. Definitely more could have been done. And shoot, we'd all like to be able to go back and play the hindsight marketing game and go back and, be able to do more than what we did. But because, we were on a trajectory, and at that point you're like, who knows how far this can go? So, was there some done? Yes, but there's always room to do more protection and, be even safer. And there'll be opportunities again. We'll get this turned back around. We'll see what January brings when the traders come back. I think there's some opportunities here going forward.
Because we're still not in harvest as far as soybeans go, but everybody I talk to down in Southern America is telling me that crop looks really good right now.
Absolutely. And that's, when you multiply that factor with what, with the limited buying from what China said they'd buy, we're kind of having we're getting two knives stabbed at us at this market, and, no way to defend ourselves right now.
Yeah, I guess so. So what do you have on the board right now, Matt?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you said, kind of a quiet market, mostly corn today, up a penny. Cash corn here in Oakley sitting at $4.01. New crop corn, you can get basically the same thing, get $4 for next year. Soybeans cash today sitting at $10.18, and new crop soybeans hovering right around that $10 range, $9.95 today. Red wheat cash at $4.29, and the wheat market continues to be quiet. New crop for next year at $4.70. White wheat cash and new crop both hovering right around $4.85. Wheat market just continues to be quiet.
We talk about the wheat. I'm kind of curious. I've heard in different parts of the state that it looks as though we're going to be able to maintain our acreage from a year ago, from last fall, planted versus what we had for harvest coming into 2026. And from what I'm gathering, everything seems to look pretty good. The wheat has had a decent winter to work with here so far. Yeah. But what are you hearing as far as planted acreage goes for wheat this upcoming year?
Yeah, wheat wise, I mean, we had another opportunity. You look at a couple of years ago here. We had excuse me there. We had an opportunity where the guys weren't able to get planted in as much as they'd like with the weather we dealt with and how wet things were a couple of years ago. But we've had such dry falls here most of the time. Now we've been, able to get the weed in and guys been able to plant what they want. So it's been a whole different spectrum here. What I've been hearing though is I don't think necessarily guys are doing as much as the previous year. It seems like it's a little bit off, but guys will plant wheat what they can based on rotations. Like you said, what you're hearing, I don't think is completely off. I do think it'll be a little bit less than last year though, based on what I'm hearing.
Okay, good news. Matt, thank you very much for sitting in today. For all the folks over at the Andersons, we wish you all a very happy holiday and a happy new year.
Absolutely. Same to you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
You betcha. Matt Mignault with the Andersons. As far as what's going on in depth, a little bit more as far as Board of Trade goes, all the other ag commodities and futures traded. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining me right now. The market report brought to you by the folks at Thumb Bank, serving agriculture since 1895, and they just are chalking up another year of serving agriculture. Moving into 2026, they look forward to taking care of business with you to keep your operation as profitable as it possibly can be, given all of the challenges that agriculture is facing. Thumb Bank, 13 locations throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay, where relationships are built on trust, and they wish each and every one of you a very happy new year. Also, market report brought to you by Steiner Tractor. They understand that your life and job both stop if that tractor stops running, and they know that you want it to look good as well. Whatever your needs are for those old tractors, they've got new parts for the old tractors. 800-234-3280 or go to their website at steinertractor.com. Good morning, Doug Klein.
Good morning.
Are you bored today?
A little bit bored. No, it's okay.
Every once in a while, we need to calm the excitement down just a little bit,
Yeah, it's a little unexciting, except for precious metals. So I read an article that said the CME increased margin requirements on precious metals across the board on Monday. That's why all the metals took that hard hit, and so they kind of mitigated it yesterday, just kind of absorbed it and whatever, and so they came back about half of what they lost. And they announced today that they're going to do it again today. And so precious metals taking a pretty hard hit today again. So I don't know. It kind of feels like manipulation to me, but they're justifying it. They're saying that, we got to make sure you got enough cash on hand to actually buy the silver or sell the silver when these contracts come up for, maturity, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, that's the wild market. Stock market's a little bit boring. It's 0.25% down, 1/3% down. No big deal. Obviously the grains, and the energy price is down about 0.25%, 0.5%, something like that. So anyway, here's your numbers. March corn 441 3/4, up 1 1/4. September corn 449 1/2, up 1/2 penny. So the March soybeans 1054, down 8 1/4. September soybeans 1063 3/4, down 5 3/4. The March wheat 509, down 1 3/4, and the September wheat is 547 1/4, down 1 1/4. And sugar's at 1506, up 22 cents. So crude oil is 57.85, down a dime. Heating oil is 214.20, down 0.8 penny. Gasoline 170.67, down 1.4 cents. Natural gas 316 1/2, that's down 18 1/2 cents. Always a wild mover there. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, US dollar buys $1.3715 Canadian, that's up 19 ticks. The dollar buys 156.82 yen, that's up 43 ticks. The euro's at 117.29, down 17 ticks, and the dollar's at 98.36, up 12 ticks. Now the wild ones. Gold is at 43.2390, down $46.20 an ounce. Silver 72.50, down $4.87. Platinum's 2,036.80, down $195.50 an ounce. That's 8 3/4%. And copper is at 562.45. That's down 10.3 cents. That's almost 2%. Yeah.
Yep, I hear you. Well, we made it through the year. You want to start on Friday with a new one?
Yep.
Okay.
Bring it on.
All right, bring it on. Doug Klein, thank you so much.
Okay.
Happy New Year to you and your
Yep.
family and everybody over at Oppenheimer.
Thanks, likewise.
You betcha. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. The Frankenmuth Credit Union wants teachers to know right now that they have mini educator grants that are available. All you got to do is be a Frankenmuth Credit Union member to apply, and then go to the Frankenmuth Credit Union website and ask chatbot Carl about mini educator grants. So check it out. If you know a teacher, you are a teacher, and you'd like a little money to fund some classroom projects, creative ideas, or must-have items, check it out. Go to frankenmuthcu.org for more information. When we return, Matthew, who do we have on deck?
Coming up next, we have Scott DeVries from Nutrien Ag.
But first, this.
Powerlift Hydraulic Doors. Ever heard of them? Powerlift Hydraulic Doors is the largest hydraulic door manufacturer in North America, manufacturing and installing hydraulic doors for over 30 years. Covering the entire state of Michigan, we can custom design your new door up to 150 feet by 45-foot clear opening. We can fit your airplane hangar, agricultural shed, industrial or commercial structure with a strong, reliable, and high-performance door. Nothing beats a Powerlift hydraulic door built right here in Marlette, Michigan. Our custom hydraulic doors are designed for your toughest jobs.
Hi, I'm Andy. The price we give you is the installed price, and you deal with us from the beginning to the end. To schedule your Powerlift door consultation, call 989-635-8017 and ask for Andy, or visit powerliftdoorsmi.com. Powerlift Hydraulic Doors of Michigan. When you need it done right, we lift you above the rest.
Implements are known to drift off the guidance line, even when you use auto steer. Keep your implements centered on the guidance line with Right Path, Ag Leader's passive implement steering solution. Right Path operates seamlessly through Ag Leader's in-command Go displays to increase your operations efficiency throughout the growing season, while minimizing crop damage, yield loss, and operator challenges. Contact PC Ag Solutions, your local ag dealer, today at 989-868-4444. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. Along with us, Scott DeVries with Nutrien Ag. Well, I tell you, Scott, it just doesn't quit, does it?
No, it doesn't. There's always something to do, whether it's, if you want to get in the circle and you want to talk about weather, commodities, anything like that, there's always something, Terry.
Yep, I guess so. Well, we need to keep up on just about anything and everything on a daily basis because things change so fast.
Yeah, and as we get to the end of the year and we go to the new year, you think about what did we fall short on, what life was left unlived last year, what we're going to do different next year, and that change is always constant, and it's going to be there for next year in the world of ag.
And we're going to be looking at some meetings coming up, kicking off here pretty quick in January as well as February and even into March. So producers are going to have a chance to get some education here.
Yeah, meeting season's already started, and there's been some good hot topics, whether it's enhancing your residual control of Group 15 herbicides or looking at your fungicide program, stepping that up. But ultimately, the goal is to get better ROI, get the best yield we can, and, fight these tough commodity prices with top yields.
Producers taking advantage of some pricing here as we wrap up the year?
It's been a busy couple of weeks, let me tell you. I will say it's good job security for me right now. So I'm looking forward to 2026 going into this.
Well, we look forward to 2026 and having a chance to talk to you on a somewhat regular basis. Happy New Year to you and everybody at Nutrien, Scott.
Well, thank you, Terry, and same to all of our listeners. Just have a safe and great celebration for tonight's turnover into 2026.
Hey, there you go. Take care, Scott.
You too, Terry. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Farmers, when the job calls for power and versatility, trust New Holland compact tractors. Built tough to handle everything from chores to field work. Easy to operate, rugged and reliable, they're ready to work as hard as you do. And when it comes to support, Ellen's Equipment has you covered with expert service and parts at all 3 locations, McBain, Beale City, and Ithaca. Stop by today and see how a New Holland compact tractor can make your farm run smoother. Ellen's Equipment, where hard work meets hard-working equipment.
For 100 years, Forward Energy has been more than just a home heat and fuel provider. We've been a part of your community, and you've been a part of our family through every storm, every season, and every moment. We've been right here, keeping you warm and safe. As your hometown energy provider, we deliver more than just propane. We deliver peace of mind with reliable service, quality you can count on, and a commitment to always being there when you need us most. Forward Energy, 100 years strong, fueled by family, powered by community.
It happens after every commercial building gets built.
That looks great, boys. Wow, what a change. The owners are going to be thrilled.
Even after cleaning out the garage or shed. That leftover scrap metal can be a burden, but it doesn't have to be, and it can make you some cash. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal is a metal recycling company that'll pay you cash and recycle your metal for the future. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal also makes it easy. We can provide containers for industrial manufacturing facilities and small specialty shops for moving and storing scrap metals. Looking to scrap a vehicle? We got you. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal in Saginaw, just north of the Dow Event Center. Also located in West Branch, 1 mile off I-75 and M76. Schedule a car pickup or check metal prices now at rifkin-co.com. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal, recycling today for tomorrow.
Friday, bonus pricing has been extended at Rifkin Steel.
Farm Service been brought to you by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain, serving you since 1983. Where serving you is their business. Back at 12:30 with an update. Happy New Year to each and every one of you from all of us at Farm Service 790 and 100.5.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton. This